John Wayne Gacy, known as the Killer Clown, was an American serial killer who killed 33 young men and boys between 1972 up until his capture in 1978. Gacy is known for being one of the worst serial killers in human history. The thing that makes my skin crawl about John Gacy was how he entertained various children at birthday parties as Pogo the Clown and was seen as a moral citizen by many. Yet, underneath it all was a sadistic killer who took pleasure in tricking his victims into handcuffs and killing them. During his killing spree, he buried 26 victims in the crawl space of his house, and when the space ran out, he disposed of the rest of the bodies in various locations around Chicago. He was truly an evil human being, and as this news footage confirms, John Wayne Gacy will be remembered for a long, long time to come.
When this whole thing's over, you might be witnessing one of the most horrible crimes, perhaps, in this century.
Well, that detective wasn't wrong there. I mean, John Wayne Gacy will be remembered for a very long time for the heinous crimes and the stuff that he did, and the time period that he got away with what he did. Truly an evil, evil human being. It amazes me. Again, he was one of those people. To his community, he was a moral citizen. He entertained children, as I said, as Pogo the Clown at birthday parties. Yet, behind closed doors, this man was sadistic and just pure evil. But I want to get to the movie version. Now, for me, this is one of the best depictions of Gacy's story. It stars Mark Holton and Adam Baldwin. Now, Mark Holton, you might have seen him in the very first Leprechaun movie. And Adam Baldwin plays a very crazy soldier in Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. Also very good movies if you want to check those out. But Mark Holton's portrayal of John Wayne Gacy for me is spot on. There was a couple of other movies that came out before this one, but for me this depiction is the good one. This movie picks up when Gacy has moved back to Chicago, living with his family. He already has his construction company up and running, but the killings have already, started to take place. So we're starting off in the middle of this terrible journey of this man, and it's a good depiction of his life and what he did and how he did it. Most of the young men that he killed worked for him, for his construction company. And he had this tendency to lure them back to his house, promising them alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever. And, usually tricked them into a pair of handcuffs, as it was part of his clown thing. Clowns with handcuffs, never heard of that. But it shows you just how fiendish this man was. And I mean, another thing that Gacy did is he drove around in his Oldsmobile, dressed up as an undercover police officer, had a fake badge, and he would pull people over or fake arrest them and, take them back to his house and strangle them or drown them or whatever he did. I mean, the thing that Gacy did, like I said, that really made my skin crawl. 26 bodies was buried underneath his house in the crawl space. Neighbors complained. They complained because the smell was terrible. Well, Gacy, being a moral citizen, he always made excuses, and it's a sewage problem, it's a sump pump problem, it's this, it's that. But after finding out what it was, I think it was terrible. I think, again, this guy, he looked like a normal person. Like I said, he was a moral citizen. But the depiction of Mark Holton's that the version he gives us of John Wayne Gacy, it's good. It's really good. You guys should look for this movie and you should see this. It's I'm not sure if this is the truth, but in the movie version, sometimes he committed the murders while his mother was living with him. I'm not sure if that's based in reality or is it just something that was thrown into the movie. But well, we eventually know what happened to John Wayne Gacy. He got pursued by the police. They didn't have solid concrete evidence to convict him, but later on they just started following him, and they basically made him crack. And eventually they came upon his heinous crimes, the stuff that he did. I'm not even sure if that house exists anymore in Chicago. I read somewhere years ago that the ground was so foul that nothing grew there anymore after the house was demolished and stuff. But man, this was a terrible, terrible human being. He was sentenced to death, I think, in 1980, but he didn't. They didn't execute him up until 1994 on the 10th of May. And the funny thing is, another thing I read about John Wayne Gacy, he was so arrogant. Afterwards, he said, he did nothing wrong. He never committed murders. But the proof was there, but there was bodies in your crawl space. I mean, he had knowledge about where those bodies were buried. But yeah, he got what he deserved. And the funny thing is, I read somewhere, I think his last words were "kiss my ass." Well, wherever you are, Gacy, I hope it's warm enough for you. But again, my friends, you should really seek out this movie starring Mark Holton. Very good depiction of his life. I mean, in the movie, it's also featured a lot the abusive relationship Gacy had with his father. And yeah, I mean, maybe that had an impact on how he turned out in life. But again, for me personally, I don't think you can use a situation to start killing people just because luck was bad on your side. I don't know. For me, that doesn't really work. But I hope you like this little look back at John Gacy's life and the movie version. And I will see you guys in the next one. You guys take care of yourselves and please be safe out there. We live in a chaotic world at the moment, my friends, and just be safe, okay? But as always, keep well, be safe, and enjoy the fear. See you soon, friends. Cheers.